right up here, wherever you want to go.
Front somewhere.
There you go.
Come across the front.
Come across the front.
Yep, guys, come on and fill in right across the front there.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Go ahead and have a seat there in the front, guys, because you're going to come right back up.
Yep, because I'm sure you just made Mr. Williams very proud because you did that very properly. So,
Okay.
Mike, I asked the gentleman right here in the red jacket if he would take my place and do that tonight before you asked him, because we're not always graced with having a gentleman who has received the rank of Eagle Scout with us. He has. Thank you, son.
Very good. Congratulations. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
no, sir.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the last public business meeting?
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, starting tonight, we have a presentation. Mr. Steve Nelson, Boy Scouts of America, Citizenship in the Community Merit Badge. Welcome.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Sir?
We actually have several Eagle Scouts this year. I thought I'd point that out. As mentioned, several of our scouts are here as part of their citizenship in the community merit badge. Some of these guys have already have that badge, but they're in here to show support. In addition to attending a government meeting is one of 22 requirements they have to do for their citizenship in the merit badge. Other requirements are as varied as discussing issues impacting Allegany County and the nation, work with charitable organizations within the area, do a presentation on Allegany County on how these young guys can make a difference. In the course of our merit badge discussions, we have discussed the community's support for scouting in general terms, and specifically the support that the county commission has shown the scouts in general, as well as Troop 9. Some of the scouts came up with the idea, well, you know, citizenship in the community merit badge is something very hard to obtain. There's a lot of things that go in it, and one of the scouts commented, well, gee, this is just like what the county commissioners do. And I thought, you know what, guys, you're right. So having said that, as recognition for the support that the county commissioners have shown scouting and Troop 9, we'd like to award you guys honorary citizenship in the community merit badges. And you don't even have to go through all the requirements. How about that? I'll just read this real quick. Honorary citizenship in the community merit badge. Troop 9, Cresaptown Boy Scouts of America expressed our deepest appreciation and gratitude to, and it lists all three commissioners, Brody, Valentine, who Bill isn't here, as well as Commissioner Shade, for your dedicated service to our community. So thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Wow. I'm speechless. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Before I give up the podium, that also includes an invitation to our next Scout Camp outing, which is in January. They'll be tent camping in New Germany State Park in Garrett County.
Steve, how long does it take a young person to obtain the rank of Eagle Scout from?
Some of them, typically they start Boy Scouts when they're 11. And some of them do it as quick as in 5 to 6 years.
Wow.
Most of them take till about the age 17 to get through to do it. But we have several Eagle Scouts that are still under 18 that are still part of the troop that have obtained Eagle.
Wow. Great, guys. Come on up for a photo, please.
Oh, man, I'm not dressed for this tonight.
Well, just fill in. Get it. We might need two rows here. Yeah, let's get 2 rows going.
side.
Can we get everything?
Wait a second, we need some tall people back here. Come on, we don't see you at all. Can you all move in? Just move on in there like that.
Tighten up.
Yeah, and tighten up, and if you stand sideways, it works
It
out a
won't make any
little bit.
difference, Brett.
Thank you.
We got a couple more. Back. All right.
Everyone get one, leave one? Fantastic.
Thanks.
Take a picture, give me. Leave it up.
Next up, we have a road opening petition, possible action. Mr. Steve Wilkinson.
Is there, Steve is here?
I think he is.
Oh, there he is.
My God, there he is.
Any comments or?
I believe that, I believe that we had made a presentation when it was originally before you all several weeks ago. We simply requested it be granted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved. To take action on it.
There is. At this time, there is no second on that, so that motion will not move forward right now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, moving on to item number 3, this is a Code Home Rule Bill 6-18, Water and Sewer Projects Bond Authorization, Braddock Run, Bedford Road Sewer. Mr. Bennett.
Good evening, Commissioners. So what you have in front of you tonight is Bond Bill 6-18. This is just the introduction tonight. For a bond bill, as you mentioned, Bedford Road Phase 5, Braddock Run Phase 6 sewer improvements. Both projects at this point are substantially complete. So at this point, this isn't the actual debt. We'll do that at a later date. Tonight is just the introduction of this bill. All this debt will be paid as usual with these by the users of the system. These are MDE loans, so it's going to be 50-50 loan forgiveness. So we're getting 50% grant on these loans. Another good deal from MDE for us. Right now, Bedford Road Phase 5 is 1.4 million. Bedford Braddock Run Phase 6 is 1.2 million. So tonight would be the introduction. We'll have a hearing at our next meeting on the 13th. We can take action as soon as the 20th of December. And it would become effective February 5th. And if that's the case, we could close on these loans soon thereafter with a resolution. So, and we'll get terms from MDE as we move forward down the line. Typically a 30-year loan, 1% to 1.5% interest rate. So good deal as usual.
Absolutely.
Great.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jason.
Sure.
Any discussion? Is there a motion?
So moved.
If you
Well,
don't
we
mind,
don't.
Commissioner, I think it's just introduction.
Introduction.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
still gotta,
Yeah.
I'm just introducing it then. Okay,
but you still gotta vote.
You have to-
Yeah, we gotta have a motion to introduce, right?
Right.
Yep, so moved.
second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Item number 4 is bond bill for 2018, $10,905,000. Mr. Bennett.
So what this is a resolution for the upcoming borrowing we've been discussing for a couple months now, $10.9 million. The resolution in front of you actually authorizes the commissioners to go ahead and proceed with the borrowing. As you know, this will actually be a competitive sale, bid on the open market, so we can't come with rates yet, obviously. That'll happen on December 14th. Tonight just authorizes us to go ahead and do that. And I'll give you a couple pieces of information that we've already done. We authorized this with Bond Bill 5-18 back in October. As you guys know, we met with Moody's and Standard & Poor's, Commissioner Shade, Administrator Butler, and myself back on November 2nd. and we were fortunate to have good results. Moody's reaffirmed our AA3 rating. S&P reaffirmed our AA- rating, but we actually got some good news. They revised our outlook from stable to positive. So some good news. Not a full ratings increase, but certainly good financial news for us. They liked the fiscal policies we just adopted. Our finances are still in strong position, so it was good news.
Fantastic, Jason. When you go out into the market and look for this, boy, if we can find someone to do his 50% loan forgiveness on his, please
This would
take
be
that one
really
pretty quick.
nice. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but this money is going for some really important projects.
Absolutely.
Bridges over the next few years, ACM Tech Building, LaVale Library renovation, some EMS costs, and a lot of really good projects that are going to impact basically the whole county.
Yeah, we touch on almost everything with these projects. And if you like, I'll run down through the list, just to put them back on the record again.
Yeah, please.
$3 million for emergency services for a new CAD system and ambulance purchases. $2.7 million for Allegany College Tech Building Phase 2. $2.5 million for county bridges. $450,000 for Allegany College roof projects. $250,000 for county office building projects. $850,000 for a new roads garage and waste site in Old Town. We're still looking for a good site for that. $525,000 for some much-needed roads equipment. $400,000 for LaVale Library renovation, which we're going to get a good share from the state on, so that's a good project for us. And then $230,000 towards bond closing costs to get this done. So tonight, what we're looking for is simply your approval for us to proceed with the sale on the 14th. At this point, we're anticipating an interest rate of approximately 3.5%. It'll be a 20-year loan. Debt service should be about $760,000 a year. And this will keep us right in line with all of our debt service requirements, self-imposed, of staying at $3 million. This will keep us right there. So everything's lined up.
Fantastic.
And it was a nice added feature that S&P looked at our finances and outlook and everything and decided that we're doing better than what we were a few years ago in terms of how they view our credit rating.
And as our financial advisors at Davenport sort of told us before, that really wasn't expected.
Right.
So that was really a nice surprise. It just shows that you guys are continue to do the right thing.
Absolutely. Okay, is there a motion?
So move. I'll make a motion. We authorize Resolution 18-35.
And I'll second. All in favor?
Aye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, because we know you had a bunch of work in this, so thank you much.
Item number 5 is an MOU for the Borden Tunnel Lighting Project. Mr. Patterson.
Gentlemen, before you I have an MOU for accepting the recreational trails grant money that the state offered up for lighting the Borden Tunnel. The project was in our capital improvement program. It is a great project, much needed, and looking for your action tonight on it.
Great. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam. All right, item number 6, this is Allegheny County, Maryland Hazard Mitigation Plan. Mr. DeVore and Susan Lee.
Good evening, Commissioners. What you have before you is consideration for a resolution to adopt the county's 2018 Hazard Mitigation Plan. Susan Lee, our Deputy Director of Administration, was point on this, so I'm going to ask her to just very, very briefly just give an overview of what the plan is and its purpose.
Good evening. State and local governments are required to undertake hazard mitigation planning in accordance with the Stafford Act as amended by the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000, which is hazard mitigation planning. The purpose of the Stafford Act is to reduce the loss of life and property, human suffering, economic disruption, and disaster assistance costs resulting from natural disasters. A very critical component of the Act requires state and local governments to prepare mitigation plans as a condition for receiving FEMA mitigation grant projects. The jurisdiction must maintain an adopted plan to be eligible for funding. The Allegheny County 2018 Hazard Mitigation Plan update is presented this evening for adoption. The purpose of the plan is to provide guidance and strategies for potential mitigation project development and implementation. The planning process included review and compilation of historical disaster and emergency event data, risk assessments, inventorying of critical facilities and other at-risk structures, and identifying a range of mitigation actions and projects to reduce or mitigate existing and potential risks. Allegheny County's plan was submitted to the Federal Emergency Management Agency for review in June, and we received preliminary FEMA approval of the plan in October. Allegheny County's municipalities have all adopted the plan, and following county adoption, FEMA will issue final approval of the plan. We hereby submit the plan and respectfully request adoption of same.
Great. Thank you for your work on that, Susan. Any discussion?
No, sir.
Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion, we'll accept Resolution 18-36.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
If I could, just for 1 minute, Commissioner, I did not realize as we prepared for tonight's meeting that this will probably be the last opportunity Susan will be in front of you. She has announced that she'll be retiring December 31st and parting county service. Now, with that being said, her predecessor told me some very important advice. That was, surround yourself with people who can do what you can't. And I specifically recall the interview process. She came in for the interview, she interviewed and walked out the door, and he looked at me and he said, that's the person you need. And over the last several years, he was absolutely right. That's exactly the person that I needed. And if asked to describe Susan in one word, professional. And she has been nothing but professional and dedicated in her service to the Department of Emergency Services. And we're very, very grateful for her service and wish her the best in her retirement.
Well, sir, it's a good thing we didn't have to put that to a vote, because she would not have been allowed to leave. Susan, you will be dearly, dearly missed. That's kind of shocks me. I really hate to hear that, but I wish you the very best.
Thank you very, very much.
Absolutely.
Life takes funny turns sometimes in the journey, and we don't always have complete control over the path that we're going to take, but I'm looking forward to this new chapter in my life, and we'll make the best of it, and I will only be a phone call away.
We appreciate that and wish you the very best, but you have been a fantastic servant of Allegheny County. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Susan. Item number 7, we have the Allegheny County Board of Education. They have a fiscal year 19 budget amendment. Mr. Lawrence McKenzie. We also have Dr. Cox and Tammy Fraley in the audience. Welcome.
Thank you. President Shade, Commissioner Brody, Mr. Butler, Mr. Rudd. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this afternoon. What you have before you is a request for a budget amendment. Back at our October 9th meeting, the Board of Education did approve the hire of an additional staff accountant position for the school system. So as a result of that addition, the school system would expect that we will overrun our current budget by approximately $30,000. Okay, and because this amendment, this proposed amendment, changes the total amount of the budget, and thus needs the county commissioner's approval to move forward. So we're just respectfully requesting your favorable response.
Great.
Sir?
Is there a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you, sir.
And just to note, that doesn't change our appropriation. So, yep, just housekeeping. Okay.
Yep.
Moving to our consent agenda. Mr. Butler.
Good evening, Commissioners. Item number 8 is a master MOU with the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration for Federal Aid Projects. Item 9 is a bid award for Allegany Museum. Item number 10 is a Bedford Road Area Water Project Phase 1 bid award. Item number 11 is the Georges Creek Boulevard Cell Tower Land Lease Agreement. Item number 11 is a travel request for myself. Item number 13 is the Allegheny County System Upgrade Agreement with Motorola. Item number 14 is a declaration of surplus real property. Item 15 is a declaration of surplus vehicles. Item number 16 is a recovery, processing, reporting, and marketing of recycling materials contract renewal. That was with Penmar Recycling. Item number 17 is a Rawlings Community Park operation and maintenance agreement. Item number 18 is a Potomac Highlands Airport Authority Board appointment, and that is for Danny Malamas to be a member with a vacancy that was actually by the incoming County Commissioner-elect Dave Caparelli. And item number 19 is a community promotions expenditure. And Commissioners, if you will, I'd like to just point out the fact that this is for a support of a project and a partnership that we had with the Maryland Food Bank and the Department of Social Services based on the small amount of money that we were able to provide and the large help from the Maryland Food Bank. 252 families in this county were fed, and I know, and that was just in time for Thanksgiving. They received all of those boxes, had 9 cans of food and 6 boxes of food, as well as a turkey. I know Commissioner Brody and Commissioner-elect Caparelli were also there to support that initiative. And that is the consent agenda.
Great. Any discussion?
No, sir. I'll make a motion we accept the consent agenda.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Rudd.
I have nothing.
Mr. Butler.
Commissioners, it was a year ago, actually tomorrow, that I was here in this room and appointed by you all as the incoming county administrator. So I wanted to recognize that. I wanted to thank you for your leadership and for your confidence in me and my staff. We have done some fantastic things together, and again, that is because of your leadership, and I do want to thank you for that.
Great. Thank you, Brandon. Commissioner Brody.
Absolutely, sir, and we haven't regretted that vote at all, so thank you for the last year and many more to come. I'll keep this very brief. Thank you guys very much for coming tonight. And thank you very much for this. I most certainly appreciate that. That really, truly has got a spot on my wall where it will be hung proudly. Thanks to Danny Malamas for taking the airport board. That is quite a challenge in itself. And while we're on that tonight, we do have Delegate Buckle with us. Congratulations, sir, on your recent election, and thank you very much for what you do to the citizens of Allegany County. Everyone, if they don't know, we met with the delegation earlier today. We had a couple of requests. They really, really work extremely hard in a difficult situation in Annapolis, and people need to realize that, and they do the very best for us that they possibly can. So my hat's off to them, and thank them for all the hard work they do.
Absolutely.
Sir?
And there's a lot of good things going on. We have December 4th and December 5th. As part of our economic development plan, we're holding 2 public meetings that the group doing it out of Indiana will be here in Allegheny County, giving some presentations, taking some feedback. It'll be the first time in a long time that we kind of have a detailed strategy of where we want to go in terms of economic development, what companies, what industries, what sectors, what areas to target. So that's really exciting. That's Tuesday, December 4th, and that's going to be here at 5 o'clock, and then there's going to be Wednesday, December 5th, and that's going to be at the Lyric Building, Main Street in Frostburg. So there's going to be 2 of those.
Thank you, sir, for your leadership on that.
Well, thank you. What we talked about earlier was we did go to New York for our credit review, basically, and it says a lot when someone from outside the area, because they see local governments all across the country. And it's a nice vote of confidence that what we're doing fiscally is getting recognized when we put all of our financials in front of them. So, you know, that's no small thing, and it certainly will help when we go to borrow money. So this is the last meeting of this board. We will be sworn in Thursday, December 13th at 5 p.m. It'll kind of be a special meeting. I think it'll be a short agenda, but that'll be 5 o'clock, December 13th in this room. With that,
Thank you, sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you all. Anything to sign?